Episode 3, Week 3. Here's a list of what we're going to go through today, and I'm also going to try and get a second video in this week to do a full range test of the Egolf. The mileage on the car now is 2,259 miles. So we'll put that in the first purple column on the actual mileage of the car, 2,259 miles. This week we've done 113 miles, which has given us a grand total of 398 miles for the year. The generation meter is reading 29,042 kilowatt hours. So we'll put that in the first green column, which has given us 18 kilowatt hours for the week and 53 kilowatt hours for the year. And nothing come from the fit tariff yet. This will come in April. 1.5 kilowatt hours this week went to the energi solar diverter, which has gone up, which for the year has gone to 5.98 kilowatt hours. And this is energy which would have normally gone back to the grid due to the battery already being fully charged from the off-peak. And finally, if we move on to the import readings, we've had 427 kilowatt hours imported this week and 1,287,000 for the year so far. And I can't believe how much energy we're actually using this year, but the costs are relatively low. The Octo Watchdog app has estimated the cost to be at just under £100, £99.12p. And Octopus Energy now have my bill up to date up until the 30th of December, so I should have some financials to put in the graph very, very soon. The Tesla app and the import reading is still slightly out, but the Tesla app is reading 436 kilowatt hours for the week. From the powerwall, we've drawn 93.6 kilowatt hours. Again, this is power that we've drawn at cheap rate on the Octopus Agile tariff and discharged when prices are a lot higher on peak period. Very little of this has come direct from sunlight because we've been using it as we've been going along, but we've produced 17.6 kilowatt hours from the solar, and the home usage for the week is 444 kilowatt hours. On Monday we used 60.3 kilowatt hours pulled from the grid and nothing went back to the grid. We got 15.6 kilowatt hours out of the Powerwall. We generated 1.7 kilowatt hours and the home usage was 63.6 kilowatt hours. On Tuesday we pulled 66.2 kilowatt hours from the grid and nothing went back. The Powerwall we discharged 12.7 kilowatt hours out of. We only got 0.7 kilowatt hours from the solar, so that was a really poor day. And the home usage was 65.3 kilowatt hours. On Wednesday we pulled 68.9 kilowatt hours from the grid and 0.2 went back into the grid, so we would have put a little bit of energy back into the solar diverter, into the hot water on Wednesday. 13 kilowatt hours we drew from the Powerwall. The sun produced 4.3 kilowatt hours and the home usage was 71.2 kilowatt hours. On Thursday we didn't pull much from the grid at all. We pulled 47.7 kilowatt hours and 0.1 went back to the grid. 12 kilowatt hours came out of the Powerwall. We produced 1.3 kilowatt hours and the home usage only 46.3 kilowatt hours. On Friday we pulled 67.6 kilowatt hours from the grid and 0.1 went back. 13.9 came from the Powerwall. The solar produced 2.1 kilowatt hours and the home usage was 68.5 kilowatt hours, so a little bit more normal now. On Saturday we pulled 58.9 kilowatt hours from the grid, 0.2 went back, so again some would have gone back to the Eddi solar diverter into the hot water. From the Powerwall we pulled 13 kilowatt hours, 5.5 from the solar, and the home usage was 62.4 kilowatt hours. And finally on Sunday we pulled 66.6 from the grid, nothing went back, We've got 13.4 out of the Powerwall. 2 kilowatt hours came from the solar, and the home usage was 66.7 kilowatt hours. The Powerwall has changed the way it's been working this week. It's been discharging before midday in the partial peak times and filling up with the sun if there's enough of it, and then if there isn't enough of it, charging up again from the partial peak time. This has just enabled the Powerwall to fill up from the sun if there's enough sun available. But this is probably having a bit of an effect on what energy goes back into this solar diverter, the Eddi device. So there could be a little bit of a conflict going on, but we'll just leave it to run and see how this goes on. And finally, the month of January is building up quite nicely. I have been able to add some financials to the gas because these are a fixed rate. It's been quite simple to work these out for myself. So this week we've used 6.67 kilowatt hours of gas, which was £1.41. That includes the 16 pence per day charge and 5% VAT. So altogether we've used £4.38 worth of gas this year. Thanks for watching, and if you're interested in any of the Octopus tariffs, there's a referral link below, and you can earn £50 when you transfer over, and I'll get a £50 reward on my account as well.